TV billionaire Donald J. Trump beats all odds and wins the unofficial nomination as Republican candidate for the presidential election. Even happier at the news than Trump himself was none other than the Democratic National Committee and their candidate, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Their so-called Pied Piper strategy had worked. Clinton announced her candidacy on April 12th of 2015 and became the presumptive Democratic nominee on June 7th of 2016. From the moment she announced, Clinton and her team set themselves onto two objectives. One, destroy Bernie Sanders, and to weaken strong Republican rivals and to strengthen weak ones. The DNC and their media proxies worked together to achieve both, and it worked. The Sanders campaign was destroyed, and the Republicans nominated Trump on May 4th, 2016. Hillary Clinton would have been very pleased, and the Clinton versus Trump campaign had begun at this point. Hillary Clinton would have been entirely certain that she was going to be POTUS 45 and that she could not lose. Donald Trump was ridiculed and dismissed as a foolish clown. But just 2 weeks after May 22nd, 2016, something changed on May 22nd. Donald Trump won a national poll against Hillary 43% to 43.2%, a tiny margin, but it sparked concern on the Clinton campaign and the DNC for its concern because it showed that their Pied Piper strategy may be just falling apart. The outsider they had deliberately promoted, Donald J. Trump, the joke candidate, was taking lead. Even with this change in the air, Clinton and her team would have never doubted that victory over Trump was theirs. When it came to dealing with opportunities, Clinton and her allies was already clear. It was a clear sheet lie and colluded to do whatever they had to do to destroy their rivals. After all, they thought they were untouchable. Now there becomes a new objective: destroy Trump at all cost. A plan was coming together to paint Trump, his family, as traitors. That plan was to be a collusion with a foreign adversary to steal the election and a narrative that would dominate the mainstream media headlines for the next 2 years. Evidence had been made public, validated this crime. There was nothing to even promote this. A day that sent shockwaves through the Clinton campaign. The DNC discovered that all emails between January 15, 2015 and May 25th of 2016 had been copied and removed from their servers. These damning emails were published by WikiLeaks on July 22nd, 2016, and proved how the Clinton gang cheated Sanders. A tweet by Donald Trump Jr. disclosing his communication with WikiLeaks contained a link that seemed to suggest that Seth Rich, a Bernie Sanders advocate, downloaded these onto a thumb drive and kept them for some form of insurance file, in an action similar to that of Edward Snowden, who did the same thing in 2013. After the damaging emails were released on WikiLeaks, the DNC made a public claim that they had been hacked rather than leaked. FBI Director James Comey only offered to help and simply stood back when the DNC mysteriously refused a new narrative had begun. Russian intelligence under Putin hacked the DNC soon after Clinton-allied mainstream media, the MSN, began pushing Trump's connections with Russia. Trump and Russia collusion story was born. And anyone with any intellect would honestly know that this is more of a story invented to discredit the Trump campaign and distract the people from the damning contents of the leaked DNC emails. The fix was in, but still it did not work. Trump's campaign rallies were full and passionate, and it appeared that this was an unlikely candidate. This unlikely candidate was winning. Clinton and the DNC, Obama and their proxies, started to panic as they realized the first time it was a big mistake propping up their Pied Piper candidate. They went into overdrive. The Russia smear went viral, unlawful, unethical actions begin to take place all around the Clinton. Rigged the debates. You had Comey rigged the FBI investigation by exonerating Clinton with a non-legal term, extremely careless, even though the original wording of his closing statement was gross negligence, criminal offense. While under this investigation, Hillary Clinton's husband, Bill, held a controversial meeting with the head of the Justice Department, Attorney General Loretta Lynch, on an airport tarmac in Phoenix. At the FBI, the FBI tried to conceal. Attacks started on Trump and his family, very nasty and personal. Mostly all these lies were all lies, and nothing even worked. Trump was a phenomenon that they had never seen like before in the history. Panic grew more and more severe. The DNC colluded, paid a foreign intelligence contractor with Russia ties to formulate a damaging dossier about Trump's sexual antics. That was soon discredited. The Obama Justice Department used this questionable intelligence to authorize a FISA warrant to place Trump and members of his campaign under surveillance. Illegal spying starts on Trump and his campaign team and his family. The illegality of these actions would have had no consequence since Clinton and Obama had little doubt of their victory. November 8, 2016, Donald J. Trump was elected 45th President of the United States of America. Now in full panic and realizing they had been compromised, the objective was then to prevent the inauguration. But President Donald Trump was inaugurated on January 20th, 2017, yet the Russia collusion story continued throughout all of 2017 in the hope that some truly damaging information would yet surface. They tried to destroy Trump and his family without any success. The Russian collusion narrative is now understood on both sides is a lie, with mainstream media networks who run these stories admitting off camera there was no such thing. The substance, no substance at all. As it continues to dominate their coverage, these people deliberately undermined international relations and committed crimes. They ripped up the rule of law. These are all clearly crimes that will most certainly be revealed over the coming next weeks, with the biggest shock in American history coming as famous and important political figures of the past 3 decades are indicted for a multitude of felonies. The human destruction of the damage Clinton and her enablers have caused with her ambition and dishonesty has destroyed lives, and careers of innocent people have been smeared. Americans have been divided. Clinton, Obama, and co. almost destroyed America. They were organized criminals like the Chicago Mafia of Al Capone days, but who made it into the heart of the power, allowing the country to fall into a state of lawlessness and division. Hillary Clinton knows full well what's coming down the line. Her guilt is spilling over the political divide, and even ardent supporters are starting to grow accustomed to the idea that maybe she was not the liberal feminist icon they thought she presented herself to be. Media outlets are beginning to introduce into the public eye the reality that Hillary and her enablers are going to be in trouble eventually in the coming weeks. It would be very difficult for Clinton as their hardest supporters. They have been lied to the most. They have in many cases been sent totally insane. They are good people who care about others. They were just manipulated and lied to and made to grow suspicious of their fellow Americans. They've been directing their blame and confusion, and the Trump supporters confused. The America once knew, now filled with racist and homophobic bigots. It's time for these justices so that the good patriots of America can once again enjoy their freedoms and celebrate their differences as one people, united under a banner of freedom. That was what was fought so hard for by so many times in the past Americans have died for. May God bless America. Now is the time to heal. If you have fallen out with someone over the past few years over political differences, or if you have pushed away someone close to you because of their opinions, now is the time to realize that it wasn't their fault and that they were tricked. Don't school them anymore. Just love so we can start to heal.